Well, actually it's not. I think it's just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It has been a crazy day. I am showered and I've been wearing my robe most of the day, but I need to put a face on. I've got things to do outside of the house. I have been working all morning. I am using the Isotree Suncream at the moment. I really like it. It's 50 plus. I don't use it every day. I know I should. If I don't leave the house, I typically don't put it on, but I am leaving the house. My dog, my beautiful boy Shadow, needs a little run around and I need a break from the computer. So it has been a little while since I have posted. I think it's been over a year. I'll give you a little update as I get ready. So in September of last year, I launched my business, Hank and Hera. I did have another online store before that called Sisley and Finn, but Hank and Hera, it's a premium sleep and loungewear range. I really like just feeling a little bit nicer at home. I like beautiful things, and it was time. It took me 6 years to finally find the factory that I wanted to work with. A beautiful factory in India, owned by a female, mid-30s female, but her mother actually ended up having one of the biggest factories in, or premium factories in India, which closed down a number of years ago. So her heritage is premium clothing, which works really perfectly. I'm just going to put a little bit of the glow that Drunk Elephant glow drops on. I don't normally put this on, but I am going to today, just to give myself a little bit of colour, considering we are in a winter. So I started that in September of last year and absolutely delighted with the products. They are beautiful products. The customers seem to really like them, which is, you know, that's the name of the game, right? Trying to give predominantly plus size women an option for really beautiful sleep and loungewear, which doesn't exist elsewhere. I'm going to use the Glossier stretch foundation, I think it is. This is a light 2. My actual colour is actually a very light 4, so this will be a little bit darker as well. I love it. I'm new to this brand, but this foundation is the bee's knees. It lasts so well, the coverage is so nice, and even better, it's a price point which is slightly more affordable than other brands. So you'll see that the coverage it's a medium. This is, as I said, it is a little bit darker than my actual skin, but once I've given it a bit of time, it will settle in really nicely in terms of finish. So did that in September. Get back to our little story, and then I adopted Shadow. So Shadow is a 12-year-old Kelpie Lab cross. He is the love of my life. I know, people are like, how can a dog be the love of your life? Before him, I would have said the same thing. After him, I have become a real sook for dogs. I can't handle dogs being left in kennels. I can't handle dog abuse. Not that I could beforehand, but I get really anxious when I see it now, because I think when you have a dog, and Shadow is just the most gorgeous, gentle, beautiful boy, I just can't understand how people can be so awful to other people, but a living being. So I'm his 5th home, which also kind of kills me a little bit. Oh, by the way, my setting powder was the Clé de Peau setting powder. I really like this. I don't use it too often. I do in summer a little bit more, but I do really like it. We're going to now use a little bit of blush. This is a Chanel one. I have really mixed feelings about this. I love the colour. However, I find it doesn't pick up on a brush too well. You can see a little bit of colour there, but I'm digging quite deep. Like a fair bit of, you can't see it on the camera too well. So I got him in October of last year. Best decision I've ever made. I am a single female, and the joy that he has brought to my life and other, like my friends' lives as well, because everyone seems to love him, gets me out of the house more. He's so funny. Every day I laugh. Every day. No lie of an exaggeration there. What else? And then yeah, so the last year has been really quite full on, scary. You know, running a small business is hard. It is hard and it is expensive. And again, another reason to be really grateful for Shadow in my life, because he has really sort of given me a bit of relief, which I'm grateful for. And yeah, so I've been to India a couple of times as a result, because we get all of our products made in India. They have the best cotton, linens and silks in the world, and particularly cotton and linens. He's currently resting his beautiful head on my leg. Sorry, that's Shadow. We're just going to use some of the Glossier brow gel. So India do have the best cottons and linens, and what's so nice is our customers make note on our fabrics. Quality of our fabrics was an absolute non-negotiable for me. The factory knew that when I first went over there. I was like, some things are non-negotiable. That is one of them. I just think women deserve beautiful things, and I think plus women in particular have been neglected out of this equation for way too long, and I'm here to change that. Hopefully the business thrives. Just going to put a little bit of the Sisley, it's just a light pink eyeshadow on, doing it very roughly with my finger because my eyeshadow brush is in my bag. Oh, did you hear that? That was Shadow. He's not very happy. I'm not giving him all the love. So, doing that, we've released 2 collections so far. I have my favourites. I mean, I know you shouldn't have favourites of your children, but I do. One of them is the Robe. I wear it all the time. And then some of our linen shirt nighties I wear all the time as well. I'm sure over time you will see them. But anyway, so it's been keeping me busy. I love it. I'm really obsessed with it, actually. I'm so proud of the products, which makes me a happy mama, dog mama. I'm just going to put on some of the Glossier lip gloss. I've not used this flavour before. This is a new one. I normally love their lavender and rose ones. This is a coconut one. I was like, I'll give it a, hopefully it's a bit of a tint. Oh, it doesn't. No tint. But that's alright. They're just so creamy and they last. I will need to put some colour on my lips, otherwise I'll look a little bit faded out, and a little bit of mascara as well. So, yeah, it's kind of wild. Having a small business is hard. It is a lot of trial and error. I don't know if I'm doing anything right. It's expensive. I'm just going to spray my face with some of the Charlotte Tilbury setting airbrush flawless setting spray. I think it's really good. I also use the Urban Decay one as well. But if you're a small business, I would love to know what keeps you going. I mean, I'm lucky where I have a really strong purpose with this business. I love doing what I'm doing and I don't lack motivation in it, but I get a lot of fear because it's really scary putting everything on the line for something that may or may not work. So it's just scary. So I'd love to know. Put down in the comments that if you are a small business, sort of what gets you through, and maybe not even if you're a small business, maybe if it's just, you know, you're someone who gets anxiety, how do you deal with it? I do need to do a little bit more exercise these days, but I've been very lax with the Peloton. But I do go out a lot with Shadow for little walks and for him to play with the ball and all of that, so that it does get me out of the house and it does get me moving, which is good for me as well. But yeah, how to manage anxiety when you're betting what feels like your entire future on something, which is a very which you just don't know how it's going to go. It is scary. Yeah, so we're going to this afternoon. I've got some parcels to drop off, which is good. Some orders, which is nice. But we went to we did our first market yesterday, which was good. We went down to the Kirribilli markets, which is in Sydney, Australia. It's sort of just under the Harbour Bridge. It's a beautiful spot. It's not too far from where I live, so it's convenient in that regard. But it was so good to get out and about and just meet people and talk about Hank and Hera, which is, that and Shadow are my two favourite things to do. But talk about Hank and Hera, have people actually feel the materials. We did it a little bit differently, where we didn't actually have stock to sell there. We just had a sample of our clothes and a link, like a QR code, so people could go to the website. And they did get a discount if they purchased yesterday. So it was great. Like, it really surprised me how much I loved it. I am very, recently I've really liked to sort of stay at home a little bit introverted, but getting to chat to everyone and just be out and about. My mate Bev, who one of my nighties is named after, she did the markets with me. It was so fun. It was so fun. It was very quiet at first, but people would come over and be like, your stand really sort of stands out because it's so obvious even from a distance, the quality of the products. That's what we want. What's even better, one of the things I'm so proud of is that our brand goes from a 4 to a 34. So I was chatting to women of all shapes and sizes and all ages as well, and I was just like, this is kind of the dream for me. This is something I'm really proud of. But you know, hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. I'm just going to put a little bit more on. This is the problem with this. You have to keep sort of topping it up a little bit just to have a little bit of colour so your face doesn't look like it's totally lifeless. On the nose. And I actually really like this colour for winter. It's the Le Beige Healthy Winter Glow Blush Mauve Glossier, because it does just give you that rosiness, which is nice. Alright, don't look like a total minger anymore, in my opinion. We've got to put some clothes on, and then we've also got to pack today because Shadow and I are going on a little adventure tomorrow. We're going a couple of hours south of Sydney for a little country escape for 2 days, and of course I will be filming, but I just wanted to give you a little update as to what we're doing and how I'm going. It has been a long time since I have vlogged, but we have some really exciting things coming up. Going to India and Turkey in a couple of months, which I will definitely be taking you along for. I am knee deep in next year's collection for Hank and Hera, so that is keeping me mentally very preoccupied. And there's just heaps of marketing activities that we sort of working on, so yeah, we will see where the next couple of months brings us. I will talk to you soon. I've just put on some mascara and I've put on a very easy cotton dress from Commonry. They had a sale on, so I got it for a good price. I actually bought it when I'm in Turkey in a couple of months because it would be perfect for a bit of sightseeing, but like loose and cool. But in Sydney, Australia, the temperature doesn't get too cold in winter, and we'll be standing in the sun in a second, hence the sun cream. So we are going to, I've just spritzed myself with a little bit of Santal 33, Le Labo. I always put a little bit of perfume on. I think it just like finishes an outfit, makes me feel a little bit more femme. And then I also always put this on. This was actually a gift from the factory owner's mother. I had a psychic reading when I was in India, and every time I've been to India I've had a psychic reading with this person, and he said I'm a very feisty character. So if you see Indian people with a pearl, I think it's meant to be on the left finger actually, it's meant to take out some of the heat from their personality. So he essentially told me I was very sassy, which he was right, but he could tell that from my star sign and my reading and whatever else. I mean, everything he's said so far has not come true. All the dates he sort of mentioned have passed, but fingers crossed things do come to fruition, because particularly his first reading was very, very positive. But I guess that's potentially how they get you sucked in. Alright, Shadow and I are going to go to the park. We're going to play some ball. I'm going to drop off my packages, and then we're going to pack for our little weekend away. And then we have more work to do. Yay! Alright, here's the final look. Just got some ballet flats on. The place is an absolute mess. I've got shit everywhere. But let's get on with the things that we need to do outside. Get it done.
My goodness. It's all what I did out here today. But that's okay, you know? Yeah, this is what happens. And you have your hair down. So by the autumn, it's very windy. Shut happy.
Bobby Boo Boo, you like singing in front with Mama? Don't you? You're sitting in the front with Mama. Yeah? You like sitting in the front with Mummy, Baba? Yes. Alright, we got chores, Bobby. We got chores. Yes, we do. Oh, that's a pretty smile. That's a pretty smile, Baba. Oh, my sweet boy. I know, baby. Yes, darling. Yes.